Okay, so I'm gonna start with a round of introductions. So with me here today are Matthew and Stuart. Matthew runs a garden room manufacturing company, Spalding and Sons, and Stuart is the managing director of Caribbean Blind, one of the large companies in the outdoor space in UK. So I'm gonna ask you guys to do a short introduction so that everybody here's who you are. Matthew, maybe start with you.
So I run Spalding and Sons. We obviously manufacture garden rooms, summer houses, outdoor buildings. We're only quite a small company. It's like six of us in total in the team, and the rest of them built up with subcontractors doing the installs. Roughly doing around like £1 million plus a year, and hoping obviously to increase that considerably, opening up more showrooms for the garden rooms, and obviously combined with the visualization and lead generation, hoping to grow over the next few years.
Good, thank you. Stuart.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're Caribbean Blinds. We're a second generation family-run business started by my parents, and my brother and I took over the reins back in 2017, although we've been involved in the business since sort of early 2000s. We manufacture all types of external shading, so everything from awnings to external blinds and pergolas. Pergolas is our fastest growing product line. We introduced pergolas to the UK market back in 2011. We now have more than 6 pergola models in our range. We work across all sectors, so residential, commercial, contract, hospitality and trade, and we service the whole of the UK, so that's England, Wales and the majority of Scotland as well. And everything we do is made by us and installed by our own teams. We sit at currently 32 employees. And we have growth plans to get to a nice round 10 million revenue this calendar year, hopefully with the help of the configurator.
Good, thank you. So as you can see, two very successful MDs, two very successful companies. They both use SaleSqueze as part of their growth plan. And today I'm going to talk about the exact process of how we approach helping a company to grow their digital part of the sales through what we call a visual sales system. An intro from my side. So my name is Leon. I'm the CEO and co-founder of SaleSqueze. And at the moment we work with, from today, more than 151 companies on 28 markets around the world. We help them grow through 3D configurators, automated quoting, and high-performing visual systems. So today we're going to be talking mostly about growth. How, what have we learned through the past years? What works? What kind of results you can get out of a system like this? And Matthew and Stuart are going to help me, explain how we build the same for their companies. So I'm going to start describing the problems a little bit. So we talk with quite a lot of businesses every month, around, let's say, 50 to 100. And the problems that most of them describe are something like this. So they have no predictable lead source. If they have it, leads come in, but you have to chase them and explain everything because nobody can learn about the product in self-service. Most of them are just looking, so window shoppers, price hunters, tire kickers, as some of you call them. You are slow to respond because you have to manually process everyone. And yeah, we get this a lot. Most of you work with agencies when it comes to marketing effort, and a lot of you tell us that they only burn your money and trust, of course. So essentially, if you are able to generate more leads, that usually means more work, not exactly more sales. Maybe a starting comment from Matthew and Stuart on this problem section. What was your kind of starting point when we first got in contact? Stuart, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So we have an omni-channel approach to advertising, and we advertise across a number of mediums. Social media as an advertising platform for us never really took off, and what I mean by that is the volume of leads were typically low. And then the leads that were coming in were of a low quality. And then when you did start to put more money into it, you could generate more leads, but they were right at the top of the funnel, and they weren't typically our customer. And I think the last point's really relevant here. The extra leads resulted in extra work and not more sales, and that extra work is conditioning them on pricing and then following those up. And so there's a lot of upfront work for no result. So yeah, for us, we wanted to generate more leads through social media, but we want the leads the right fit for us. Also, as mentioned, a lot of the leads are just looking, so it's trying to attract people a bit further down the funnel. We've done a bit more research, i.e. that the quality customers that we want, and not the tire kickers. I do like that expression. And yeah, it just wasn't providing a good lead source previously for us. Social media, we've got good lead sources from doing consumer shows, from doing in-print advertising, but social media advertising just wasn't a reliable stream of quality leads that were converting into orders.
Good. Matthew, your comment?
Yeah, well, very similar really. So social media did work for a while. We used to get quite a few good orders from there and leads, but slowly over the last few years, it just started to change when Facebook changed a lot of their advertising ways. The way of advertising changed a little bit, and yeah, the leads started to decline. The Facebook forms, really low quality leads. You get hundreds of them. You try calling them, a lot of them are fake numbers. It's like they've been auto-filled, so you'd ring people and they'd be like, I didn't give my details, I'm not interested in anything. So you were wasting a lot of time making calls to actually end up with nothing. So the quality, was just non-existent really. We got a few through Messenger. And then the agencies, that's probably the biggest one. We've tried quite a lot of different agencies with different setups, different price points, from a reasonable price to very expensive. And again, just the quality of leads was not there. The volume of leads at one point wasn't there either. So yeah, just more recently over the last couple of years, just had a really bad experience with social media and through marketing agencies. We'd built new show sites, so we just kind of didn't understand why. We've got like 4 or 5 show sites, so people should be coming, but there wasn't. So yeah, that's definitely had an issue over the last few years with the social media side of it, and the basic quality of the leads.
Good. So we all agree that social media is a great digital channel to get attention. But if you don't do it the right way, it's gonna generate a lot of noise, but no result. Something like that.
Yep.
Good. So what we're gonna talk about today, I'm gonna present how we make social media work as a, let's say one of the primary lead generation channels. And we use a 6-step system. We call it a 6-step visual sales system, which is a simple sales system that basically attracts people who are in the market or considering a product that you're selling, and then drive them through a set of steps to get a lead at the end, and then through some optimization stages that we run on this 6-step visual sales system, we can drastically improve the quality of the leads that are being generated. So I'm going to go step by step, present all the 6 steps so you understand a little bit how this is created, what's the logic behind. And then at the end, we're going to look at results and talk a bit more with Matthew and Stuart. Okay, so the first step of this 6-step flow is attention. So in order to generate some leads, you need to first attract people to your landing page or to your so-called funnel. How we do this is through advertising, and we use Facebook as the primary channel, so Facebook and Instagram. And there's basically a very good reason to do that. So first thing is that the product you guys are selling, so pergolas, garden rooms, awnings, verandas, these are highly visual products, and people usually buy with their eyes, so they have to see an example of how it looks like to basically attract their attention and then invite them into the funnel. And to achieve that, we use a very specific way to create the ads. So we try to communicate one clear message, then show them realistic pictures of products. Everybody nowadays can recognize a render. So what we like to do is to use the real projects that you did in the past, because then people can actually imagine how something like this would work for them. And then the last part is we do a lot of testing to figure out what works best. So what combination of message and creative, so image, works best, and then we scale that. So usually we launch like 10 to 20 different combinations of ads, and then figure out what works, and then do variations of that. Here's an example of an ad breakdown. So this is an example that we run for Spalding. And the problem that we had, so that we wanted to describe, is that a lot of people in the UK work remotely from their kitchen table or from their home office, which means they don't have, the focus. There's a lot of loud environment and stuff like that. So the solution is to set up a garden room office that's basically cheaper than what you would pay for the commute costs. And that's the basis of this ad. And the structure of the ad follows a certain pattern. So first we have a hook, which is usually a strong emotional talk about their problem. And it breaks the user's pattern. So it's called a pattern interrupt. So something to intrigue the user, to make them stop the scrolling on the Facebook feed or Instagram feed, and become aware of what we are trying to communicate. The second piece of the ad is a so-called meat or body copy. This usually presents the product and the offer through either a straight bulleted format or through a short story, which the main purpose of this section is to bring the user from being aware the product exists towards a state where they are willing to take some action. And the action we are selling at this point is visit our website. Okay, then we have the call to action at the end. In this case, we invite them to do a free design, so they can visit our landing page, launch the 3D designer, 3D configurator, play with it, see what's possible, and then create the design that they like and submit it to receive a quote. The creative, like I said, it's just images of the past projects, and the headline is telling them what they are getting if they click on the ad. So in this specific example, they will be able to design their own garden room. In terms of how we set up the campaigns, it's very simple. So we use a two-lane setup. The first one is to target net new customers. So basically exclude everybody that had contact with us in the past, and then invite only net new people into our funnel. And the second campaign is to retarget the visitors that we already acquired, but they didn't complete the steps that we wanted them to complete. So somebody who visited didn't submit their configuration to receive a quote. This is a retargeting audience that we use to bring them back to our visual sales funnel. Good. So in terms of advertising, that's basically it. It's a very simple setup, but it works really nice. The second thing is how to capture interest. So once we get the click on the ad, we need to bring the user somewhere. And we use a very, very short but highly converting landing pages to do that. And the structure of the landing page looks like this. So we have the contact information in the header, so people can reach out directly if they want. Some customers still prefer to call in. Then we have an emotional headline that is connected to the ad that brought the click. An image slider that shows the images of past projects, and then below it some social proof. So if you have reviews on Google or Trustpilot, we use those reviews to place them below the pictures, so that you have some social proof moment there to reduce the risk a little bit. And then the CTA column, where we lead with the promise that they can design their dream product in real-time 3D and get an instant quote. So that's the entrance into the 3D configurator that follows this step. So this page also acts as a first filter. So, people visit it, they click on the call to action button, and they are immediately presented with a lead form to basically collect their contact information before they start using the 3D configurator. And there's let's say, a purpose to this. First of all, whoever is not willing to leave their contact information is probably not serious. And the second thing is, we collect the user information, and once they submit this lead form, this information gets passed also to the configurator, so they don't have to double fill out the form once they want to request a quotation. All the information is pre-filled for them, and that increases conversion at least 2 times on the next step. So this is a very important thing to know. Okay, step number 3 is where we let them see it and design it. So what we do here is we introduce a 3D configurator that's customized to fit your exact product. And we give people the opportunity to start playing with all the options that you offer. So they can configure the product in real time, get a 3D visual of how it will look like, play with all the options to get to a configuration that works for them, change the colors, add additional equipment and stuff like that. And yeah, in this section is where we actually engage them. So they become highly engaged, they've seen what's possible, they play with it, they design their own product, and they know now exactly what they want a quote for. And something happens behind the scenes, so we call it the configurator effect, which basically means the leads that come out of this 3D configurator are a lot more advanced than what you currently get through your contact forms. So a regular lead submits their contact information along with a message of what they want, and they have no idea what it is exactly. They don't know what it costs. They don't know exactly what's possible. They message the same thing to 5 or 10 companies, but most of them just want more information. They're not yet ready for a quote, and that's why the close rate is very low. On the second hand, on the configurator, they get their dream design. They see it online. They know what options you offer. They know what's possible. They get a price estimate immediately after they request a quotation because it's automated. They spend 2 to 10 minutes learning about the product and all the options. They are more serious, so they obviously decide faster. So maybe at this point, Matthew and Stuart, you can offer your point of view. What's changed when configurator was introduced into your sales process? Matthew, want to start?
Yeah. So, well, since obviously using it, we obviously have a lot more. We do close more sales, so it's a lot easier either in the showroom using it ourselves with the clients, or even them looking online. We find that some people will build their entire room. We've got different cladding options where they can choose like the front, the sides, the back. They can interchange the cladding. The fact that somebody spends time to like look at the front, look at the side, and apply different claddings to all the different orientations shows they're obviously really interested. Same with the doors, the windows. You can see that they're spending a lot of time. So for us, that's obviously a lot warmer lead. So when we're speaking to them people, they do have a good idea of what they want. It's more just about firming things up, like whether we deliver to their area, and obviously, for full costings bases. So we just find the quality is a lot higher if they build through the configurator.
Good. Stuart?
Yeah, I think customers certainly buy into the whole process, as Matthew said. You know, they're designing their dream pergola or garden room or whatever it is, so they're really engaged. So when the lead comes through, it's already jumped to sales stage. So we go from a marketing qualified straight to a sales qualified because they have the pricing. So it's less headache on the follow ups. Yes, you will get some drop offs where that price is beyond what their budget is, but great, you've discarded them already from the funnel, so you're not wasting time then giving them an estimate and then following them up. So you're focusing on the ones that are actually genuinely interested and moving them forward. And say, because they've designed it themselves, they've been through that process, they've understood the product, they're coming in further down the funnel. So our task now is ultimately to get them over the line. We're not having to do the first bit, which is give them the estimate and then do the follow-up. They're that bit further down. So in terms of time management in the office, it means we get through the inquiries faster, but we're dealing with the inquiries that need our attention rather than dealing with every inquiry, of which a number are not relevant because they're not our customer. So yeah, it makes a big difference to time spent in the office, and the quality of the inquiries that are coming in are far better.
Good, thank you. Okay, so one thing that is important to mention here, we run a line of pre-made 3D configurators that are available to use to all the companies. So we run currently 7 products, and we are adding new ones every month. So you can check this section on our website. And a pre-made is actually a template that can then be very quickly customized to fit your exact product. So if you sell a pergola that has different profiles, different options, it can be customized really fast. So I'm inviting you to check this on our website to see if your product is already supported. We are also running a coming soon section in this part of the website. So the products that are currently in the making are also advertised on the website, so you can sign up on the wait list to be among the first to start using them. And this is a nice way to see what's in the making for the next 2-3 months. So check them out. You can also try a demo directly on our website of each of them to see what's possible. Good. Now let's continue with our 6-step funnel. So the next step is to show the customers the price. So what we figured out is that most people, like 80% of people want to buy a product, but everybody knows it's high price, so they just want to see the price to see if it's in their budget. And if you have to process all of this manually, you're in for a lot of work, a lot of estimate preparation, just to give them a price bracket where then they don't reply to you, because it's out of the budget, or they were hoping to get a premium pergola for a price of a sun umbrella, so something like that. And the configurator system is built in a way that you can automate the estimate or quote creation. So it has pricing implemented in the backend, and immediately when somebody submits their design along with their contact information, the system will automatically prepare a estimate or quotation and send them a nice PDF via email to start following up, establishing contact. This is done completely automatically in a few seconds. So this is one of the things that is also a qualifier. So it acts as a filter. So when somebody wants to talk to you, they've seen what's possible, they designed their product, they've seen the price, at least an estimate, and they are still willing to talk to you. So that means they're a lot more serious. And then the last part is, people usually send quotation requests to 3, 5, 10 companies when they're in the market for a product. And what we've seen is that a lot of times the fastest business wins the deal. Not necessarily the best, but whoever is responsive and fast has a lot more chances to actually win the deal. So with a system like this, your response is almost instant, and this gives you a huge competitive advantage. Okay, the last part, we just started doing this recently. It's starting the conversation. So we wanted to take this entire funnel, a next step, to do a next step with it, and offer people to schedule a consultation call or a showroom visit directly online while we still have their engagement. So as a last step of this system is a landing page that includes a calendar where people can actually book a consultation or a showroom visit by themselves. Now, in Matthew's case, we had some of these bookings. I'm not exactly sure how much we received in Stuart's case, but maybe you guys can comment on this a little bit.
Yeah, so we get quite a lot of bookings come through. Most again, since we've had this set up, we're probably getting daily lead consultations booked in. We do tend to find people that have booked a consultation normally are very, very interested. It's then just down to then managing and following up. Sometimes they've not moved house yet, or they're moving into a new property, or just having the garden renovated. But we tend to find if they've gone through the funnel, designed a building, then obviously carried another step in to fill the lead form in, and then take the call, we normally do very, very well with them. Most recently, we've just had one. He came through, I think, on the 25th of January. We sent him instantly the quote back. We followed up with him the next day. He then called. We had a lead call booked in for the next day. We did the consultation call, and the following day is bought. So he's gone from clicking on the funnel to 3 days later is closed sale and followed every step of the funnel. So yeah, I think personally, if they filled that in, they definitely want to talk to you. They're definitely in the market. People aren't going to waste the time to do that and have a chat with you for half an hour unless they're interested in your product. So I think that in itself is a very good indication of the type of customer and the lead that you're getting.
Good. Stuart?
Yeah, I'd echo that. So we have it used for virtual consultations, and customers who are taking the time to fill that out and say give up 15, 20, 30 minutes of their time, they're more serious. It may be a project that's down the line, but they're more engaged. So it works particularly well. It also then helps us move that lead forward. It's almost doing the follow-up for us because we're not having to reach out to them after they've submitted the estimator. They're already committing to talking to us and helping us move the project forward. And it's to get face-to-face with someone on a call is really beneficial, because for us, we can also validate the estimate they've received or the quote they've received. So we can check some things with them and just say, yeah, that's all in line. If we proceed to the next stage, it will be in line with the estimate you've received from the configurator. Also, if there's anything that we notice from a virtual consultation, which is usually them holding their phone around their garden, we can point certain things out, or even make design suggestions that might tweak the specification and improve the pricing for them as well, which they appreciate.
Perfect. Good. Thank you. Okay, so last step is obviously winning the deal. So both of you described how this works, and winning the deal is basically up to you. So you must run your process to close the leads that we are generating. But through time, this exact six-step system is improving the quality and generating more and more high quality leads for your business, so you can win more deals. I wanted to talk also about one thing. So I was surprised to learn this, but it seems like rarely somebody understands the tracking of the entire thing. So in order to make this really work well, you need to be able to track everything that happens inside this funnel. So we automated the tracking of all the KPIs, all the conversions between various steps, in order to send that information to the algorithm that runs on Facebook and Instagram, to give him enough data points about how we sell, so that the algorithm can find buyers that we actually want. And obviously, through time, the more data that we gather, the better the quality of traffic the algorithm will send through this funnel. And this is probably one of the magical moments behind this system, because it's all connected together and all of this data is shared with with Facebook to actually improve it through time. So the more you run it, the better quality you can expect out of it. And a very important thing that happens behind. So if you decide to do this with us, we usually follow a certain optimization pattern to train the system how to find better quality buyers. And it goes something like this. So in the first 30 days, we usually maximize the volume. So we want to maximize the number of people that are coming in and complete the entire funnel in order to get the behavior patterns, and then learn what works, how to market to these people, and to learn who is actually, let's say, qualified. But you can expect a lower percentage of qualified leads at this stage because it's still a lot of testing that needs to be done. In the next period, we start introducing friction and segmentation into the funnel. So I can share a story on Matthew's example. So Matthew is originally, they are producing premium garden rooms, but from the advertising efforts, there was a pattern emerging that a lot of people were in the market for something more premium. So they decided to split the traffic in two parts. So we would give people an option to segment themselves and say, okay, I'm in the market for a basic version, or I'm in the market for a premium version. We gave them a pricing bracket for each of the segments, and that immediately introduced some friction and improved the quality of the leads. So that's one thing. And the second thing that we do is we ask certain pre-qualification questions. So once we have volume, once we know how to generate enough leads, we can start improving quality by asking them some additional questions like, what is your timeline for this project? What is your ideal budget for this project? Which then gives the sales team enough information to figure out who is in the market right now. So who can we call in the next 5 minutes to get the new deal into the company? So this will start slowly decreasing the number of leads that come into the system because there's more friction, but you will start seeing better quality and higher intent. And then in the final days of the program that we run for 90 days, we start targeting the advertising. So with ads, we start targeting people who are actually coming through and are marked as high quality leads. So basically, we start focusing on the people who are similar to those that converted in the past, and that's how we build a system that gives you consistent leads. You feed in the advertising money, and it's going to spit out leads depending on how much you invest, but it's going to do that predictably. Good. And now the last part, maybe we can talk a little bit about results. So Matthew, we started working in October, and we worked, so the 90-day period was from October to December during the low season, which is again interesting. Maybe you can comment a bit on the results that you achieved with this.
Yeah, so again, like you said, it's low season for us. So November, December, January, probably our hardest times of the year for sales, especially for high ticket items. But again, since obviously implementing this, we've had consistent leads, which has obviously led to consultation calls, which then we've obviously been able to close sales. So we actually closed more recently, in obviously this month already, we've closed 2, 3 in December and 2 in November and 3 in October. So that is above more than what we do. We'd probably, because we do other products as well, but for the high ticket items, we'd probably be November, December. We'd normally maybe previously close like one of the high ticket items. So we've doubled, if not tripled, in most of the low season months. So yeah, it makes a huge difference for this time of year to be closing them kind of sales. Instead of waiting again, normally you kind of have this mindset that it's winter time, nobody wants to buy, or wait till summer, it'll pick up again. But yeah, looking positive now to think, actually, no, this is a 12 months a year business. We just need the right marketing and the right funnel set up to make sure we're getting the business all year round. So yeah, a huge difference. And at one point, I was thinking even like, not doing the configurator or any of the garden rooms anymore, because I just thought, it's too much. It's not working. Obviously, after chatting with Leon, and he said, no, we need to look at the marketing side of it, the funnel, after start seeing what I was doing. So we put the changes in. Massive benefit, and sales that I wouldn't have got before previously.
Perfect. Okay, maybe Stuart, your comment on the results. We started working in the middle of November, so we are now, let's say, 2 months in.
So it started middle of November, so November, December, January, a bit like Matthew was saying, are the quiet months, certainly, and for pergolas, awnings, and blinds. Our typical lead time, or our typical customer journey time is 12 weeks. So we've built a really healthy funnel of really engaged customers over that period from November to now. The key thing is that the quality of the conversations, building the funnel, so that what we tend to find in our sector is we just need that first bit of sunshine, and then you get the sign off. So and that's always been the way, but the key thing is building the funnel ready rather than waiting for the sunshine, then starting the process, and then that customer journey, it starts from then. In addition, a lot of the projects we work on are part of a bigger scheme. It might be a whole garden landscape renovation. So the key thing, what we've seen is we've built a really healthy funnel. We've got people sales qualified, engaged, who are ready to go as soon as that first bit of sunshine makes an appearance, which hopefully is any day now. But the cost of the leads gone down, the volumes are good. I think one of the key learnings for us is, you mentioned it earlier about, it's not always the best, it's the one who's quickest. But it's making sure, when you get into this, you do get the leads come through, so you do need to be following them up consistently, and it can become overwhelming. So making sure that your CRM, etc., is set up accordingly, so that it can handle that, so you're dealing with things instantly, and automating whatever you can do internally, to make sure you're not missing any or losing any out the funnel because you don't react quick enough and someone else has reacted. So we've spent a lot of time with our CRM system automating pretty much everything that we can do to make sure that not just the customers are getting an instant estimate, they're getting the instant communication from us and the follow-ups from us, based on the information they're providing us, which is it's a project for within the next 3 months, within the next 6 months, within the next 12 months. We put them in different automation funnels to make sure we carry on that journey with them.
Good. We could do another webinar focused only on the CRM and follow-up, which is, again, a very interesting topic to discuss in this sense. How to manage this, entire workflow that comes to sales. So maybe an idea for the next webinar. Good. So I also wanted to point out, you can visit our website, check the case study section. So we have this, similar stories all around Europe and US of companies making it really well with a system like this. So it's a strong case to start at least thinking in this direction, if not acting. So if you start building a 6-step visual sales system together with us, you will probably see results in the first 14 days. So it's really nothing to lose. The season is starting, and you can be up and running very, very fast. Maybe just another thing, we started a new customer on Monday. So this is the results that we got after the first day. So we just started advertising, we set up the funnel, and it generated 23 high quality quotes in the first day, which is crazy. If you do that every day of the week, you're fine for the year, I think. Good. Another thing, so we prepared the 6-step visual sales system PDF ebook for anybody that wants it. You can write in the chat, or we will share the link on our website where you can sign up to download it. So it actually features a little bit more detailed description about each and every step that I presented today. You can use it as a guide to try to implement this yourself, or to use it as a learning asset to help you understand how this entire system works. So my team will share this with you after the webinar. and you can download it then. Along with that, we also present the 2 case studies, so Spalding and Caribbean, so you can read more about details how the entire process went. You will see exactly what we went through and what were the results. Yeah, and then the last part, like I said, we work with more than 150 outdoor living businesses, so we are specialized to outdoor living industry. We're now on 28 markets, from US all the way to New Zealand and China. So the process works all over the world, no matter where you are actually located. And now the last part, if you want to apply to work with us on a similar, to get this similar setup into your business, here's the link to the application form, so you can scan a QR code. The program is currently very limited because it is mostly ran by me. So we are able to accept up to 5 companies every month. We are working on, introducing more capacity to this, but currently it's very limited. So the next batch is starting next week. We already have 2 slots fill out. 3 are still open. If you want to join, please apply through this link, and we will talk. Yeah, maybe just who is this for and who is this not for. It's for any outdoor product that you can find among our templates, so pre-made. You must be an established business, so that means doing at least 250K per year, if not more. You need to have capacity to take on more work, and you are looking to grow the business. So we don't like to work with just lifestyle businesses. We are looking for ambitious founders and ambitious business owners who want to grow. And then, yeah, this is not for you if you're looking for a magic button. I think that's the most important. So if you just want to set up this and forget about it, it's not going to work. You need to put in the actual work. So you need to call people, you need to follow up, you need to talk to them, you need to improve the system, you need to constantly work on this to make growth happen. Good. So the final thing, yeah, again, this is the link to the applications. I will ask Matthew and Stuart to give us some closing notes, and then the webinar is completed. So Stuart, do you want to start?
Yeah, I mean, I would say invest in the configurator. It's going to aid the customer journey, puts people further down the funnel by pre-qualifying them because they've already had an estimate, which takes a headache out of the admin side. But also make sure you've got your own processes in place, or use this as an opportunity to enhance your own internal processes to maximize the benefits that you'll get from the increased quality leads from the configurator and the 6-step process.
Thank you. Matthew, do you want to say something?
Yeah, well, pretty much just the same as Stuart. Yeah, obviously the configurator is great. It will obviously help with sales. Like a lot of customers struggle to visualize things, so that in itself is great, because obviously customers can see what they're buying before they've even visiting the show site. And again, what I said earlier about like you just said about making sure you phone the calls. So if you've got leads coming through, you've got to ring them. If they're booking consultation calls, you've got to be on that consultation call. It's hard to get the leads. It's hard to get them kind of quality leads. So yeah, just make sure you're ringing all the leads and build your systems out. And like Stuart touched on earlier with the CRM, we've had to do the same. We've had to automate a lot of stuff. So they're getting constant emails or text in between us calling them. So yeah, I think using all them 6 steps was the best thing we did for our business. And yeah, I don't think we'd in this winter season we'd have had the sales we had if we'd not implemented it. So yeah.
Perfect. Good. Now it's we have a minute or two for questions. So if anybody has a question, feel free to ask. We can answer live or try to help you. Any questions?